your boy Alphamediaroom back with another one. Yo, we got Joe Budden getting deeper into the Drake situation and basically saying, why is all these rappers going against him? So let's get straight into it.
IPO and all of this. No, wait, what? I'm not participating in the big money, but I made it? Or help expedite this?
And I'm sure I did some on the arm for the love, you my man's business over the years, regardless if it was music or whatever.
Drake got to make the call because Tim's is not clearing. What does Drake have to do with epic business? What does Drake have to do with epic business? I don't give a fly with Tim's. Somebody from Epic should have been able to get this clear, pay the bag, and what it costs. Drake got to call and say, hey, Tim's, clear that, but we only clearing it if I have a verse on there. I get on there. Like, what are y'all saying, yo?
Yo, that's very true. Honestly, I didn't understand why that whole situation happened when it's like you got Future having to ask Drake to go and ask Thames the situation. But then also I do understand because maybe she don't like Future and the stuff that Future does. Maybe she thought it wasn't good for her brand to make a song with Future. That's also what's on my mind. And then also what's in my mind is that I think that maybe she thought Drake, because he's a global artist, number one artist in the world, obviously him doing a song with her, it would make more sense. And also he's already tied into Wizkid, and basically he's already tied into Nigerians, like Nigeria, like, you know what I'm saying, the Nigerian artists and stuff like that. He made One Dance, and he made other songs to where it's very Afrocentric. So it's like you can understand why she would choose someone who's kind of done it already. To me, that's like kind of what I'm thinking in one brain. But then it's also like, man, Future's company or label couldn't have paid like all the money for it to just happen. So many things that's made that situation very interesting. But let's get back to it. How about that?
Like, there is no more run around this issue, yo. This.
That's why I said it is deeper than just a walking around with girls. It is not about that. That might just be some added insult to whatever. But
yo, let me ask you. If you Drake in that instance and they call you and say, yo, we need some help getting the clearance from Tim's.
Who called me?
I don't know.
Whoever's heading up her project.
Right?
Anybody call me. Right.
Somebody call you. Let's say it ain't your man. You don't got no real relationship with them. Do you move differently in that instance? You, Joe Budden, do you move differently in that instance?
If I'm not with you, I don't get if Tim's is on your record or not, or my verse.
I ain't saying it was your man. Y'all might not be beefing, but you're just not nobody.
No. The person that called me, we don't have a beef. But what you calling me about there's something there.
Person call you because they got a relationship with you. They know you got that they are having a problem. Me and you beefing. Ice calls you and says, yo, could you do this off the strength of me? I know you don't but I'm going to get paid from this and mean a lot to me if you would do X, Y, and Z for me.
Oh, so my answer is either no from him or yes, it's cleared. I'm not beefing about that. I'm beefing about I'll clear it if I'm on it.
You wouldn't say that? You wouldn't say that?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Why would I believe that. I believe that. But let's keep it going. Like, I honestly feel like what Joe is saying, it might be hard to understand, but let's get back into it because they probably gonna get more introspective on what they really mean. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep pausing it too much, but it's like, you know, I really want to hear what they have to really say because it's like I'm still trying to figure out what does he fully mean and what does Ish fully mean. So let's get back into it.
what I say, that type of pattern starts to build up the animosity that start to have once they realize, oh, that's the movement you on just in the industry.
This has too much to say in my career choices.
Yeah.
And my labels and how my label is handling me.
Especially, again, back to what Ross is really talking about, when you came to Miami or you came to Houston or you came to Atlanta and you were a kid with no beard yet.
Embraced you.
And we put our arm around you, brought you to the hood. You were safe here. You're good here. Anytime you came back here, you're safe here. You're good here. I got you all that. And now you're invoicing me and cease and desist on not clearance.
You're doing the business the way that they do the business to you are now a part of the business that we hate dealing with.
I did that in Miami. I did it in Houston. I did it in Atlanta. I did it in LA. I did it in London. I did it over. I did. Oh, and that's outside of every new artist I'm doing this with. That's outside of my own classics and slaps. The label. We're gonna find out. It's gonna come out. One of these spill the beans soon. I'm telling you.
Yo, that's facts. There's something with the labels and Drake. Like, I swear there is. Like, yo, what he's saying is low key on point. Like, it's like it's taking a second. It took a second to really register to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like now I'm really understanding what Joe's really hitting at. And it's like, yo, like the Drake thing, it's a thing with him. And it's like, it's so hard to explain. The fact that you can do a cease and desist to French Montana, like for basically a song that you're on and rapping and stuff like that, and he can't drop it and stuff like that. You have like, bro, what? Like, who will call the cops on your friend? Like, who would do that? You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to like art. it's like, bro, you said this on the record and now you don't want it to be. Yo, man, get out of here. So Drake has this power, this label power, and that's the only thing that makes me like look at him with a side eye, because he's not really just an artist or a rapper like what they said. It's just out here smashing women, because he smashed people's wives. All right, so that's disrespectful and immoral. But there is this business thing that he's doing that is like, I feel like it's a gatekeeper, and I feel like he gatekeeps. Like he can make your stuff go up and make your stuff go down. Like it's crazy, but either way,
I'm telling you, I'm not wrong in this. If they know, they might not know, but Ross sound like he knows.
Who was French signed to, Joe?
Now I'm not sure. He might be in the.
So do you think that you think Drake kind of got paid from the French situation, so that's why he didn't clear it? Like, I'm not making nothing off of it, and French probably looked at it as it's supposed to be off the arm, and Drake couldn't get paid from that situation because he didn't have his hand in whoever French is signed to, so that's why he probably didn't clear it. Because you got me.
Maybe that was mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
That was mac and cheese 5.
Yeah.
So
that's Larry Jackson. That mac and cheese 5. That's Gamma.
Uh-oh. Now we're talking. Now we're starting to get a little
deeper,
darker. Now it's getting a little. No, let's do it.
Teach me. That's just
that changed a lot right there.
Ross Alliance over there now with him and me just came off of there.
True.
Off the Gamma.
He don't have a hand in that shit.
It could be.
He don't have. And it's true. He probably don't have his hand in.
That's what it sounds like. Because at the same time, that's where Sexy Red is. So it's not like
that's true.
You get what I'm saying. So we can't make it seem
like.
Well, yeah.
I'm not because of that.
Right.
That's true.
I gotta say that.
That's true.
Yeah, I find that very true. The fact that he basically won't do a favor for someone. Like he always have to profit. And I find that so interesting that someone like as big as Drake always, like, he can't never lend his hand to nobody musically. He can't never do it without having such a big impact. And he's probably asked for a lot too, to be honest. Like, I bet his shares, because he be talking about Kendrick Lamar shares and stuff. So maybe his shares is a lot more. Like, it's something with him business wise, which is why a lot of people don't like him. And I feel like that's what we don't hear a lot of. And that's why I'm really interested in, if Rick Ross gets deeper into this, will we start hearing more about the business tactic moves that he do to really suppress other people, or to maybe inflate his numbers, to maybe even spread out his music more? Is it to where like he won't work with certain artists unless you do this, or if you do a song with him because he runs the labels, like all of the labels or something, like he runs all of the label machines? I don't know, something. Your song is gonna automatically blow up or something. But then if he don't clear it, he cease and desist you, you're gonna like he'll turn down the numbers on your music and your the views that you'll probably get, like for French Montana mac and cheese or whatever. I don't know. It's just very interesting to me that the cease and desist happens. Like, it makes me think of, like I said, y'all already know how I think of Drake. Like, it just makes me like, I almost want to vomit at this point, the fact that I'm thinking he's a horrible businessman. Like, I'm thinking he one of the mean businessmen that just always, that's greedy. Like, you know, a greedy person that, you know, that won't even look out for you. Even if they kind of winning a little bit, they won't try to like lift you up just a little bit. Like, geez, you gotta. So that's the French Montana situation is so interesting to me. We don't have enough information on it, so we can't even really fully come up with a crazy informational reaction to it. But let's get back into the pod.
It's not a pod day. It's my answer.
Listen up,
Larry is not answering. Oh, I'm about to say.
Just my name. See my name right there. You know why.
Yeah, we talked.
Yeah, I'll try you back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, we talked about you, yo.
Shout out there. There's something here.
It has to be. Has to be something there.
There's something here that we don't know enough about yet. But the Drake relationship with Apple and how that redefined the industry, along with Frank Ocean, Universal out of this Apple situation, Drake's label, along with Drake might.
That's what I was really thinking. Because if you think about it, when he was in the renegotiation, remember he told him, tell Larry I need a slice of that apple pie.
So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit here on this couch with Sexy Red, and I'm gonna
run it
up for my own brand.
Of course. Well, we know that. Well, I know. I said that, and all this, and of course he's not getting paid or anything. So now we all
that's smart business.
That could be.
That's smart business.
Apple, so silent partner or whatever, or Drake got a piece, and then we running it up.
And everything y'all
Larry a few years ago,
I'm gonna push.
I spoke to Act kind of knows about this a little bit. Larry a few years ago, when he was trying to figure his move out after whatever happened with him and Apple, that is above my pay grade. His plan was to go find the Avengers, like his words specifically, at the lunch table, me and him. I want to go find the Avengers and create a new content mega house that nobody, right?
So
let's stay there for a minute.
Who's Thor?
No, I didn't think that was.
I said, who's Thor?
Who's Thor? Yes.
Who knows? But what I'm saying is
Drake.
But even if it's not Drake, right? Just listen to that plan. If you're one of the people that he comes to, depending on how powerful you are or how hot you are, how you negotiate is gonna.
I need equity.
I'm not shocked.
I need equity.
That's happening. Now, if you Sexy Red and you say that, if you Rick Ross and you say that, if you French Montana,
if you are Aubrey and you say that,
and you say that, I think I might have said that. I gotta ask again. I gotta
Hold
check.
on. You might, if you're saying that,
but the one person,
you will be willing to give
the one
some equity
person that you're gonna give maybe
35%,
something.
Stick with your Avengers.
10%.
Stick with stick with.
That's exactly what I'm trying to. That's exactly what I was coming up to. Now they're getting into what I'm thinking of. His business style. Some people like what Imani just said. Is like it's good business. Technically, like quote unquote good business. Yes, it's technically good business. But to me, it's that J business. Now it's gonna sound crazy. Now the J business, which is what his mother religion is. You know what I'm saying? Which is what they ethically go by, right? They do this type of business to where they gotta eat. Now this is gonna sound crazy. They gotta eat a lot. You understand that these people run Hollywood, run lawyers, the whole lawyers. When everybody talk about get a good lawyer, they talk about these people. They talk about these people in literally almost every single the industry, the music industry, the private prison owners. You talking about the richest people in the world are tied to this. You know what I'm saying? You guys gotta understand their business tactics is we gotta eat. Cause you gotta understand Drake said in his songs that he gonna be a billionaire by the time he's 60 something years old. Like he's not gonna be 60 and not touch a billy. So the type of artist and type of music that he does, to me, it wouldn't make sense to where he got to eat a lot of that pie because of how much of the machine that he's bringing along with you. You know what I'm saying? And how much of the stuff that he built up to me that share or split or whatever that he might ask a lot for. Like to me, he's greedy. Like I think of him like a greedy person. You gotta understand his house that he built from the ground up is like a giant warehouse. Like it looked like some insane asylum. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, like what? To me, he just has a lot of money, bro. And how do you get a lot of money? Yes, be a great artist and be, sell out arenas and all that stuff, but also the business aspect of it. So now when you're doing remixes or doing features with people, you're taking like maybe 40, 50. I think he takes 60%, to be honest. If I'm being a bean, he takes like 64, 65 because he's really the one that's gonna he's gonna take it to the moon. That's why every feature he's on, you're gonna know the artist that he's with. Like, you know what I'm saying? The artist that's guessing on there. And if you're a new artist, like if he did Lil Baby, Yes Indeed, it's gonna blow up because oh my God, Lil Baby, he's gonna blow up at that moment. Even to me, Lil Baby's like horrible, but you know what I'm saying? He blew up, right? At that moment, he was fire, right? So when you talk about even other artists like the Migos, he really put them on a different stratosphere. Now, what is the residuals on that song? Because to me, Offset said after Versace in his Shannon Sharp interview, he basically there wasn't as crazy amount of money that was made, right? But then it blew up after, you know what I'm saying? So you guys gotta understand a lot of, but Offset was also in prison, so I wouldn't know, right? But either way, it's so much stuff that goes on. But let's get back into it.
What's your Avengers concept? No, stick with it, right? I'm trying to piece together all of these different people to create this super. In that concept, you need a Nick Fury. You need somebody who's going to maintain it, be able to move. And
no, he's Nick Fury.
No, the Avengers he's just I need somebody that can make all
above Nick Fury.
He's the above. You need somebody there that can make all of this. Yo, I got to convince Captain America at some point to come sit and do what I need him to do. There's only one person that can do that. So in that respect, if you're going by the lineup, Drake would end up being the Nick Fury of the whole situation and make it for Larry.
Drake owns some again.
I think Drake would be Iron Man. So I'm looking at who's on Gamma. I get your analogy. I think Larry would be Nick.
And I think Drake would be Iron Man.
Give it to me.
So this is who's currently on Gamma right now. And I'll give you the subsidiary still. Snoop, Rick Ross, Usher, Sexy Red, French Montana, D Smoke. Subsidiaries are MMG, Death Row, and it says Mega and Open.
I feel like Drake would have already came out and said, "Yo, listen, I
can't say that."
Well, I know you
cannot say that. You can never say that. That can never be revealed, never be exposed. I'm sure there's paperwork that says you can't talk about it. He can never.
Nor would you want to.
But then why would Larry?
You might want to on some ego, but
Yeah.
Maybe.
outside of that, you wouldn't do it.
Can't-
Yo, dog,
To answer your question, all this for business.
But that's true too. That's true too.
He might have said it on
Unfortunately,
When you keep talking about my new deal is y'all think it's this, but it's really not. That could be the ego right there.
Or what was the
Y'all
Ross
think
line?
I'm doing this?
What was the
and I
Ross
get
line that you
way
just
over here.
quoted?
get incentives for all the killings while we riding Reynolds.
That's what. Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to Drake, Drake is gonna make sure he eat, boy. He gonna make sure he eat. He gonna make sure he take a big chunk of that pie, and then you know what I'm saying. Like, well, when it's time for him to go, you know what I'm saying. Like, he gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yes, the business is good for him in terms of rap beef and even all of this stuff, the coverage that we're going after him, because you got to understand, good or bad press is still, at the end of the day, press. So he's going to be in the headlines no matter what. He's going to profit off of all of this no matter what and just get richer. You know what I'm saying? The rich get richer, and that's like the most insane and most messed up in the world because, you know, where they leave everybody else at.
Talking right there.
Or what was the
Y'all
Ross
think
line?
I'm doing this?
What was the
and I
Ross
get
line that
way
you just
over here.
quoted?
Get incentives for all the killings while we riding Reynolds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What you told us?
What I told y'all.
I don't know what I told you.
It's all right.
Stop.
Cool.
Stop.
I got you. Go get flipped back.
No, don't make it
Tell
about
me what I
this.
said so I can at least know.
What-
Tell me I hear something.
Hey, Corey, I'm supposed to get paid off of that, right? That's how this works.
Oh, that's fact.
There you go.
That's true.
Don't stop, please. Don't make it
I'm
don't make it about you, bro. Don't fall
No,
for
no,
it.
no.
I did
Not about
that.
us.
I did
It's
that.
not
This
about
is a
us.
business conversation.
Get back to the show.
And I brought it up.
Premise.
Yes.
No. There's nothing wrong with that premise.
At all.
But the tactics about how you go about it could make it something
He
different.
might not be able to tell.
Dog, we cracked the code today.
I really think that's it, yo.
We cracked the code. I could not figure it out. It's gambling because it didn't even make sense that all the other labels would entertain this new structure with this one kid. Behemoth, not kid, but Gamma. It's Gamma.
And he
It's
told us to
Gamma.
play
It's a
before.
short shot.
He Incredible Hulk.
If Flip found out in the middle of a skit that I got paid from his skit from home, what you think would happen?
Look at Flip face. Don't take it off of him, yo.
If this is in the middle of a construction job, it's wet, it's hot.
No.
80 degrees out.
No. Ish puts out the hoodies. You come up here and clown. But you don't. But you get paid.
We friends.
Nah.
We got a problem, big dog.
You spending my hookah money. This
Nah, we got a problem.
You buying a hookah?
Sounds crazy.
gotta fight.
Yeah, no, we got
Let's finish the record, man. Let's finish the record.
Let's go, Bob.
I think we did what we need to do today.
Let's go, Bob.
I really think that's it, though.
Me right in my face, he was getting in shape. Though you niggas say scheming, I predicted my fate. Got more money than you. You want me to say 50 mil for the crib? Where you want me to stay?
I think he is getting off in his second verse.
He went crazy.
I think he is getting off in his second verse.
Yo, that Rick Ross diss was fired to me. Like, honestly, that's the energy that I'm talking about in rap. Like, he came in with bars and he rapped, like, classically, the energy. He was talking mad information. He dropped mad information that if we already thought about it, he solidified it. You know what I'm saying? I already knew he had an ab job, but I wasn't really looking at his nose that much. Like, the fact he got a nose job is even more weird. Like, he really came at him surgically. And in the second verse, he went crazy. Like, he went crazy to me in the second verse. So it's crazy that Joe thinks the same thing. Honestly, what Rick Ross is doing to Drake is, like, softening up him, right, for then Kendrick Lamar to come up with the super punch. It's like some type of, if I can make it into an animated series, this would be looking like the Avengers, like Civil War. This would look like, but like, it would look like Drake is the evil guy, right? But I think he would be the evil guy because he's kind of gatekeeping the industry. Like, he's so greedy. Like, we got a greedy J person, like, just, you know what I'm saying? It's
Got more money than you. What you want me to say?
That piece.
50 mil in the crib. What do you want me to say? He tried taking a gun out of his hand. Everybody to me. So what, white boy? White boy, you got something? White boy.
You at the block, I got pictures of you. Let you get in my. What you want me to say? 50 mil to you. Me to say. Say scheming, I predicted my fate. Got more money than you. Say 50 mil for the crib. What you want me to say? I can shoot up the block. I got pictures to paint. Let you get. You can't let you get on my songs. It was good for your face. Ain't no room for the debate. Popping perk for the field. Go and count me a meal. Do it all for the grill. When we speak it directly, if we keep it in gangster, when you see me, you check me.
Y'all all
I
laugh.
told you why Rick Ross is my favorite.
Y'all all be laughing at me when I say these on stage and just vomit out the mouth with some bull, steal a fan base.
I try to tell y'all, yo, if you guys watch any of my reactions when Drake, when I did the Joe Budden said this the first time, when he said about the stage stuff, or even I'll bring it up randomly all the time in my videos about the fact that when he's on stage, he's like hugging up on people and kissing up on people. He the first rapper I've ever seen to just be kissing up on people all day, like verbally. That's what I mean when I'm talking about kissing up on people. It's like he got to shower them with these words of affirmations and it'd be so cliche. It's not even deep. Like it would be different if it was like philosophical and like introspective stuff that he's saying, but he doesn't even say anything deep. And I know anybody been in his concerts, y'all can't tell me y'all left thinking, wow, that Drake speech was powerful and that changed my life.
Let me tell you, it's my favorite.
I love him.
In Florida.
Yeah.
It's my favorite rapper in Nevada right here. We're the best rapper in Nevada.
I'm playing every day.
Listen to this.
He's my favorite person to rap on any song. His name is Rick Ross.
See, that's why, that's also why I don't want to hear about Drake accolades from so many skews Twitter. Because all of that's facts already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is nothing to debate. We are all in agreement that Drake is number one.
That's why I keep trying to reinforce in this whole podcast and conversation. This is not this is not about doubting someone's career or numbers or any of this shit. This is a cultural conversation, and this is about a hip hop beef of right now. We're enjoying the music.
I'm with Park.
Exactly. This is legitimately true, and I have to cut it off there because I have to keep letting y'all know, what's the real and what's not real. That's true. Everybody keeps making it about career this, Kendrick Lamar catalog and this and all that stuff. No, we're not even talking about that. This is about rap, hip hop. This is the culture. We need the culture back. You know what I'm saying? That's why that Rick Ross, like this song, it really make me it get my soul like, yes, I'm hearing this song. The Drake this song was a hype song. So I don't really particularly like it. And it's not lyrically great. And he's not really even saying anything other than calling a short person a short person. Like, that's not even, you know what I'm saying? So when Rick Ross mocks him and talking about this money talk, and now Drake is mad talking about, like, oh, you ain't got as much money as me. Like, that's literally what Rick Ross said in his diss song that you would do. Like, that's what and he literally is falling into Rick Ross' trap. And Rick Ross is trolling him, dropping videos, doing stuff that, yes, it might look like the IG part of it is not what I like about it. I like the rap part of it. But since I guess Drake is scared to respond and he wants to respond in IG captions, Rick Ross is doing that way. He's playing his game, but he's just playing it better to me. So that's what people don't see in this whole entire situation. They keep, like I said, rewriting the narrative. Let's stop rewriting the narratives and let's go off of the cold hard facts. This is not about careers and who is better. It's about who is better, but it's not about careers and accolades and all of the other achievements that we already know Drake is going to win everything at. He already solidified it. That's why he's so brash now and so cocky. Like, he's not even humble. That's why Kendrick Lamar says, sit down and be humble. I feel like that was a diss song to Drake because it's like, bro, you greedy and you all over the place, want to take everybody money and stuff like that because you at the top now and all of this stuff. And this is how you act at the top, man. Get out of here, man. And you soften up the rap league by having everybody painting their nails, wearing barrettes and stuff like that. No. So Rick Ross coming in here talking about this man is fake. He got fake writers, BBL nose jobs. He got BBL abs. He got literally writers, a whole sweatshop of writers. He don't write his music, basically. Rick Ross said he even wrote one of those songs. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bunch of stuff that's at play. And all Drake can do is respond with captions. He can't make a Rick Ross diss song as quick as Rick Ross made a Drake diss song, which was like in 2 hours. And it sounded great. Man, get out of here.
But in that cultural conversation and hip hop beef, right? Accolades to the side, like I've said here before. A lot of these people Drake did look up to when he came in. Now he may not anymore, right? Because he's him. Mm-hmm. But at some point, you wanted the
admiration and acceptance,
validation, all of those things. I think all of that is true. I swear, I think all of that is true.
Those things
but
still matter. Today,
sometimes in that, when I started climbing up the charts, you had 20 million when I came. I only had 3. Mm-hmm. So I was a little bro. Uh-huh. You was helping me. You would give me all your resources. Uh-huh. You would do all of that. Uh-huh. But I started climbing. Uh-huh. And a lot of times when little bro start climbing, big bro start having some resentment and some animosity. Yeah. Sometimes I don't know if that's applicable here.
But also what can happen is little bro sometimes starts little bro and big bro. And as someone who has maybe been more successful than some people that I've been around in my life, I never look at them as little bro. And if they call me big bro, I will correct them.
Got you.
Exactly. Yo, Parks, so you be hitting it on the money, bro. Parks is solid. Listen to me. This is literally facts. What Drake does is he literally has become this big icon, number one figure. And because he was kissing up to so many people so much, like, oh my God, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best. Now that he's the best, quote unquote, now he treating people like crap. Like you have to do a lot, bend over for him, basically. You know what I'm saying? Basically, if you say anything negative, he can. This is business wise. I'm not saying it physically or all this stuff like that. I'm just saying you have to do a lot of kissing up for him. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's just so interesting that he can sit there and play the game the way he played the game. Cause to me, he's gatekeepish. He gave me gatekeeping vibes, and he's not a good business person. And he'll cease and desist a record and send police to you like he did to French Montana. That doesn't raise an eyebrow a little bit? Yo, how powerful is this dude? Is it just music? I thought Kanye was powerful, but like, bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a certain way that you're supposed to move as a outsider in the culture underneath OGs that put their arms around you.
Little bro also sometimes gets so arrogant in his position where he no longer even knows or thinks that he's
looks at you like big bro no more.
He's now big bro.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you still a little bro.
No. But in your brain,
yes,
yo, on top of me doing that, knowing that behind the scenes, y'all really can't even eat the way y'all want to eat unless I'm helping. What? Oh man, that's nasty. God bless.
You know what I want to hear? What? We probably won't ever hear it. Mm-hmm. I really want to hear Wayne's thoughts on current day Drake.
We won't hear it.
We won't hear it. I know we won't. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yo, I have to attack that point because I have to give my thoughts on that. That's very true because you guys got to understand, Lil Wayne, a lot of times he be kissing up to Drake a lot. You know what I'm saying? He defends his artists, which I'm pretty sure what you're supposed to do. But I don't see them around each other a lot like I used to see them back in the day. And I don't know what's really going on, but I'm pretty sure they're still like obviously great friends and all that stuff. But I really would like to know what he legitimately thinks of this version. But what he likes to do is victimize Drake. Like, oh my God, everybody's going at him because he's light skinned. Like, come on, it's deeper than that. That's the last thing I heard Lil Wayne said that was talking about the situation, about what's going on with him. But I think that was before all of the rap beef. Right. So you guys gotta understand, Lil Wayne's always gonna defend his artist, but I really would like to know what he thinks personally away from the media and probably what he's PR wise supposed to say, because that's his artist. So I think he's loyal. Like Lil Wayne, I don't think he would never ever say anything to the public world about how he actually feels about him, even if they not cool or whatever.
The Tim single "Me and You" released October 5th, 2023. Just says 2023 underneath it.
You don't got no label on that already. What?
Hold on, Joe. No,
I've seen that before.
No, hold on, Joe.
With who, like?
Independent artists.
Well, okay, that
completely
makes sense.
Independent.
That makes sense.
Because there's a field when you go to upload any of these platforms,
Mm-hmm.
and if you don't put none in a record label, then
right.
I would be willing to bet that
I don't know
Tim's is an Apple/Gamma artist.
Maybe. I don't know what that changes.
It changes in the level of
It changes how you look at Drake making the call to get that. If Drake is
or Drake even being the person that got called to get it,
and it changes Drake wanting to be on that record. Because now if I know we got beef and what I'm saying is true, now I change my mind with y'all example. Here's the verse. I'm gonna travel around the world until I tell me exactly how you feel. You heated while
that changed the whole situation with Future.
He literally, okay. Now I'm understanding what's going on. If the Future beef started was already there, and then because he had to go, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. So Tim's is okay. I see what they're doing. So when he literally goes in that song, to me that song was absolutely horrible with his verse specifically, not the Future part or even Tim's sample. Tim's to me is like the African Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? She's the best. But when it comes to the Drake thing, what he did on that song was horrible, disrespectful. Like even to African culture, like to me, you know what I'm saying? As an African, as a true African and American, you know what I'm saying? Literally, it's insane that this dude literally just went up there and said what exactly Joe Budden said. It was like, it lacked this thing. Like you culture, or you know how to do the Jamaican thing, the Greece thing, or the Spanish thing. Like you know how to do those, you go into those pockets vocally, but you didn't want to act out this scene. I'm trying to tell y'all, he's the greatest actor. Because he didn't play his role like an A-list actor. He played it like a D-list actor. You know what I'm saying? Like someone who's on Tubi or whatever that whole joke is. Like when you on the worst movie set or the worst movie platform. Like he basically did something like that on that song, but it still went number one. You know why? Because he is Drake. So anything he do, but because of Future, it's gonna blow up. But it's really Drake. That it's the machine, the Apple. He owns something. He owns something, and it's deep. It's very deep business wise, and I think Joe Budden literally cracked the code. Yo, Drake is not gonna like Joe Budden because he literally cracking the code on him. Yo, this is fire. Let's keep it going.
I'm telling you, look at it. The old say Jamaica Records. The old
Son,
But this record's not an angel. December 8th, 2023. Just says 2023.
bro, they said that Drake owns or has a piece in a few records. There's a rumor that he owns Bad Bunny. There's a rumor that he owns whatever the parent company is behind Bad Bunny. Possible.
I think Drake is playing Michael Jackson games.
I got enough money.
That's why he said it. Difference between Mike then and Mike now. I own catalogs.
Now we start talking a different
Look
level.
at you, Trevor. Look at Trevor heating up.
Yo, Flip, you got it. You got it on the money. Let's keep it going.
Now we start talking different.
Now we talking different. Y'all can't play with me. Stop playing with me,
Now,
man.
the only difference though is Mike got to that position and started handing back out and started still maintaining some level of I'm still an artist.
So is Drake.
So it's Drake.
Look what he's doing.
And look, Mike did the so.
Oh, this Mike Prince shit is crazy.
Look, when Mike did it, no, because it was rumors like, oh yeah, broke. He broke. He ain't got no money. Mike Jackson sitting over there like, broke me.
So Ross is like Paul McCartney in this moment.
Yes. It goes to another level.
Yo, that girl is mine, mine. That girl is mine, mine. Yo, that's crazy, yo. This gave me goosebumps just off of the fact that they did crack the code. Drake owns some of these artists. Like, he owns them. Like, yo, that's insane. Like, he legitimately is doing like this business owning artists catalogs through like labels and Apple splits and all of this stuff like that. Right? That's what he's saying. Your pants might split. And I'm like, what? What is he talking about? That's such a whack thing to say. Like, but if you're talking about that fact that he's like this giant business thing to where he owns all of these artists that he's lifting up at the same time. So if he owns Bad Bunny, he owns Sexy Red, he owns a piece of Tim's music or something like that, or Tim's is signed somewhere through him. Like, yo, this is insane. Like, to me, literally insane. I did not understand it. For a second, y'all saw my live reaction. This is my live reaction to this. So, like, y'all see me, like, literally gradually trying to figure out what's really going on. And now I understand, literally they broke the code. Like, yo, I understand it a lot more. Like, yo, I hope y'all understand it. Like, let's keep it going.
Yo,
What's up? What you found out?
No. It just said
your girl is
2021. She signed.
mine.
It says back in 2021 she signed the RCA. But
ain't nothing on there.
Yeah, ain't nothing there.
Hey, do me a favor. Yo.
Rip that right down the middle, big dog.
Gamma.
No, I think we wanted something with that Gamma shit though.
Ooh, that's nasty.
No, we crack code, yo.
We wanted something with Gamma. But then I still don't, because French is on Gamma. So why would you not do that then? Something personal.
Something else.
You see what I'm saying? If this is all true, and you are a piece of Gamma, French and Ross are there. So now why do you cease and desist
My
this
help
from
for
your
y'all
own
might be
company?
finished.
Well,
You still work for me, but
For y'all, it's
personally.
Or go back
Maybe.
to
Maybe.
what Park's saying. Sometimes when the people that he's even talking about at this moment didn't have the most traction or the most anything really going on at the moment. So if you do have some level of beef with them, and we can start now tagging French into it, it helps generate some level of interest back in them in some way that you weren't going to get just off of a simple record.
Well,
So guess
funny-
what? We can orchestrate this too to make it look the way it needs to look. No one's going too far with anything. Cool.
And I don't know where Larry got all of his Gamma funding from.
So
We need
I
I was just about to.
talk that
I was going to say that too. I was going to say. So now you come to me because I'm the needle mover in the industry, and I'm up.
I'm just saying we don't know.
So I might buy into an equity stake in what you're doing, and could give you some push to help. It's big business.
I'm finance and I'm giving the creative side and the influence.
Holy.
Wait.
Because I like what Ish is saying. I just take out Drake and put Lucian
Because that's what's coming with me to that table.
because Lucian is never letting go of Drake. So I might not need you over here at Universal. I'm actually in the middle of making Universal look like we're not earning. Remember,
That's
remember I came in here and said, why would they try to make it look like they not lit? Why would you get rid of Def Jam? There's millions of dollars in all of these companies that you just got rid of and put over here, and now you're firing everybody. I'm not smart enough to think this all the way through, but I don't think I'm off.
I think you're close to something.
Yo, this is insane. I think Joe Budden's literally on to something, y'all. Let me break it down by giving y'all basically like the information or the backstory, because I just researched on what it is, and I'm reading it on the internet, on Google Specifically, they're saying that it's a company founded by Larry Jackson and a record executive, Ike Yusuf, who's basically former Apple executives, right? Described as competitor to major labels, the company acts as an alternative distributor for multimedia content by means of prior acquisitions of technology platform, right? Upon its launch, right? Let me keep you guys here, right? March of that year, the company initial artists included, now hear this, Joe Budden is right, yo, he on to something. It included Usher, Rick Ross, who he's in a beef with right now. So when you're talking about that brand, the money, the all of this stuff, yo, think about this, y'all. And Snoop Dogg. And later, Sexy Red. Think about the whole Sexy Red being around him so much and him getting her on so many songs and her coming on his tour and all of this stuff. This is literally insane, y'all. And French Montana, which they just ended the whole thing with. Right. And it was founded with the company of the U.S. where they had a startup capital of $1 billion investment. How do you get $1 billion startup company? Like, yo, that's basically the legitimately Google information that I got from the situation while I was sitting here trying to listen to it. I wanted to get more context because I don't want to come to you guys with no context or give you all no context if you guys don't understand what's going on either. Right, so I just gave y'all. This is literally insane. This makes me think of this whole entire beef, especially with Rick Ross, French Montana, and Drake. I'm thinking of it. Could it be real or could it be fake for their brand distribution? Because we know Drake has owned or has a piece of that investment, or because $1 billion investment. Who invested in you? This is insane, y'all. Let's keep it going.
You got love for them.
Let me ask you a question.
Ask whatever question.
No, we can
want, man.
move on.
Yeah.
Drake ain't white.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? Drake is not
You
white.
not white. He's mixed.
I'm not. See,
Yeah.
So Melissa Ford is white.
Yeah.
Melissa Ford is white and black.
All right, this is part of the segment that's going to get a lot more where I'm going to be reacting more, because I did one part of the section to where I'm going to let the video play out a little more, which is kind of what I tried to do. But this part I'm going to get very surgical with, because I'm an analyst. I'm a reacting person. This is what I do, y'all. Y'all got to understand it. You have to bear with me. So you guys got to understand when I break this stuff down, we're going to get very deep and very serious because it's a serious topic, right? Drake is a white man and a black man, but he is a white man. So when we call him a white man, you are allowed to call him a white man because they are mixed. When you are mixed, especially Drake, who is, and you guys also have to look at how you are raised. Environment plays a role in who you become and who you are. This is psychological. You can go to psychological, psychology classes, take psychology courses, and they'll break it down to you in a more psychological way. You know what I'm saying? I've done courses, right? You guys gotta understand. The environment plays, up to me, a major part, right? I did research on it. So when your whole entire environment is a white Jewish woman with blonde hair in Canada, think about the demographics in Canada, which is not like America in terms of culture and the energy and how we perceive black and white. They don't perceive it the same over there, and it's not the same context. You know what I'm saying? They kind of learn and watch us, but they don't do the same stuff that we do. You know what I'm saying? That's why their whole culture is totally different over there. So he would be in the nicer area of that, where there's nothing going on, literally barely, like I'm talking about barely any crimes. And then he also went to school with predominantly white people. So now when you're talking about the aura and the energy, the feel of what he's getting, his experience, because some white people in America be surrounded by a whole bunch of black people too, you know what I'm saying? Because of how America is like not as segregated or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain in certain parts, right? But a white person here can get a little bit more of the black experience better than Drake in Canada can, if that makes sense. So that's all I'm saying in terms of experience. I'm not talking about them being that. So, or a mixed person in America, you know what I'm saying? Basically is what I'm saying. So when you're dealing with Drake, who's a mixed person from overseas and has a white blonde mother, the way he responded to his mom in the rap beef showed you guys that this is the relationship that he has. He talks about racism with his mom, and we don't know what his mom says in return. We don't know her morals and her values and what she's teaching him of what black is, because that's where he's getting most of his information. So you have to always credit a mixed person as a white person as well. And people love to just call them black. And people say they're not white, but they are genetically white and genetically have a piece of black in them. But their experiences of life and how they see their way through life is of a white lens because their mother guided them through the first 5 years of your life is who you actually become. So if the first 5 years of his life, he's looking at more of his white mom because his dad wasn't really involved that much. You know what I'm saying? You guys gotta understand, this is very deep psychological stuff that we're talking about. Let's get back into it.
He is white and black. She has white in her.
Okay. His mother is
white.
So the only complaint
in his mother's household, it could lend to the credence of culturally, he not as in tune with a certain side that we in this hip hop just come from.
We don't care
so
that
cool.
you black.
That's you
We're
black.
not talking about that. We're talking about your upbringing.
Your makeup.
Yeah, we're talking about that.
We have video of you, Degrassi era, not really being the most culturally sound. We got pictures. That matters.
At the
Y'all
couch.
don't want me to?
I do
Y'all
want
gonna
you to.
go post. Y'all gonna, all right, cool. I'm gonna answer you first.
Mm-hmm.
So because he's black and he might not have grown up in
because he's white, you mean?
He said he's black, but he didn't grow up in the culture that we grew up in because he grew up with his white mom. That's what you're saying?
I'm saying his white mom provided a cultural setting that he was more familiar with than his father's side.
Cool. How do we know that? I don't know him. We don't know where he grew up. We made mentions to him growing up broke, or we've heard mentions of him growing up not in the most favorable conditions.
Broke got nothing to do with culture.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Well, we got another Ishamani battle.
No, we don't. Bro, if you grow up, you could be rich and black. Black people that grow up rich don't necessarily share the same cultural experiences that we had because we grew up in a certain demo.
Can we remove the money aspect of away?
No, because that matters in how you are.
I get what you're saying, Ish, but I'm addressing the fact. I grew up in a household with a black mother. I'm also Puerto Rican. I have no understanding of anything Puerto Rican with a black father.
You don't know Spanish.
I don't even know Spanish because my household was not built around a Spanish experience, right? True. And that's not to say that I still don't recognize myself. My last name is Salgado, so I still recognize myself. But at the end of the day, this young man was raised by his white mother who might have not understood what it meant to be black to have a Chevy. We all assume everything is an assumption.
No, we're not.
But
Because
this
you
is where
took
I get mad at him.
I would love to address Imani. You took your literal experience and you tied it to a hypothetical for this man that you don't know to be true, and you made it fit your experience.
That's what we're all doing.
No,
that's what.
Bro, why can I never? Go ahead, dog. Go. Y'all got it, bro.
Yo, I don't know why Ish is getting so tight, but to me, Ish is like, I don't know if Ish has a white parent. I forgot how his demographic is because Ish is very, very close to. I'm thinking that he's mixed. He looked very mixed. So if he is, I don't think he is. But I mean, come on, like he definitely has somewhere in there, right? So he would be the most passionate about defending it, and that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Most of the people that get upset about us bringing up this whole biracial situations, these is scientifically true. What Imani is basically saying is what I just broke down to y'all before we even watched the video. Is basically the environment playing a role in who you are and how you are raised. Drake wasn't broke, all right? He wasn't like broke, America broke. Canada, the way his mom is and the money that she had and all that stuff, she always had money. She's Jewish. Jewish people was never broke. Like, let me know, y'all, in the comments, have y'all ever seen a broke Jewish person? I've never, ever seen a broke Jewish person. And that's what Drake mom is. So like, even if his broke to him was probably like $80,000, $100,000, $120,000 a year type thing. You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta understand he was in Degrassi. So he literally he's a childhood star. Like he is in one of the biggest shows at the time, and he's in the show playing someone in a wheelchair. Like he got a movie role. How do you talk about plight and you're in a movie role? And we see how you act and you talk and the way your personality was before you became this Drake person. That's nothing like the Drake and Degrassi. Notice that. The Drake and Degrassi was even darker to me. This is weird. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the cinematography, but this new Drake is very, very very bright, bro. But either way, that's besides the point. We're not talking about that part. We're talking about the culture and the environmental part of how he grew up. See how J. Cole grew up in Fayetteville, which is predominantly more black experiences that he's going to get, even though he's living with a white mom, you know what I'm saying, and a white brother. He's going to get a more black experience because of his Fayetteville. And then he goes to St. John's, Queens, where St. John's School in Queens. And that experience is going to be more of a African-American experience. So he's a different type of mixed person because of the experience that he has. That's what I'm also trying to tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? And Drake's experience was more with this white woman. So genetically, he is a white man. He's mixed, right? We call the right term should be mixed. But since we're living in an era to where people don't want to say the right terms, they only see black and white. He's, to me, more white than he is black. That's what I'm saying. He's an actor, so he can act black, but he don't know what it is to be black. Because look at the way that he responds to his to it in the middle of a diss. Who else talked to their mom like that? Let me know in the comments below if you're especially melanated person, right? Let me know if y'all talk to y'all mom like that, and do y'all mom talk to y'all like that? And I'm not saying y'all mom is just like you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying the stereotype. I'm talking about legitimately, you know, we talk a little bit more like passionately, and like, you know, you might even add a joke in there. It might be like, it just seems more like it's more soulful. Like, you know what I'm saying? No matter what, where you're at in the world, even African, Haitian, Caribbean, Jamaican, all that stuff, right? London, like basically the London blacks, and like, you know what I'm saying? We all have a certain type of parent, right? You know what I'm saying? Drake mom, even the way she texts, it'll sound like a white mom. And like, let me know in the comments below. Does he sound like do y'all agree with the way that Drake responds to his mom and texts his mom with calling someone racist, and she's a white lady? So it's a white lady hearing. Do you see what I'm saying? It's hard to explain, but it's some victimization stuff. So let's keep it going.
Y'all got it.
Go ahead.
Because I want us to put our hats back on.
Cool.
And that we don't know nothing for facts. So who knows? So cool. With my hat on, how old was Drake as an actor? That little kid that I saw as a child actor wasn't accepted in no hood nowhere. It wasn't no Baco around nowhere. It wasn't no street around nowhere. Acting classes. It's a difference between who lived hip hop and who just witnessed it and got to it. The Fayetteville mad at me now in North Carolina because I said the J. Cole's from Fayetteville. They probably need the rest of it. But my point was, yeah, this get that bust their gun in Fayetteville and get busy. Trust me, I'm out there. I know. That wasn't J. Cole's experience in Fayetteville.
Possibly true, but stay there. And
but
that's
in my mind, but wait, because when you talk, you add the word possibly, and I'm telling you that from my belief system, I'm not saying possibly. J. Cole was working on being one of the greatest rappers ever, and he didn't have time to rob the gas stations and do B&Es like me. He didn't have time to do that.
I believe that.
Listening to his story, I don't hear that in his story. Drake is the same to me. You could throw the word possible in there. But you're not telling me that you're trying to be a child actor and listening to all of the rappers that you listen to. Yo, when I was outside, I didn't have time to listen to all the rappers. I didn't have time to listen to everyone in the world. These are listening, copying, adapting, and that's my problem with hip hop today. And then we can move on to Rick Ross. There's too many people cosplaying. You don't know who lived it, who just saw it, who just heard about it. It's all different. So popping up now that didn't really live that. I don't want to sound like the old 90s caveman, but don't pop up now telling me about all this. I do not believe it. I don't believe that. I don't believe you.
Wait, can I also just say he could very much possibly so have listened to all those people, right? Let's just say he did. Just listening to some hip hop don't mean that you engulf into the actual culture of what people are living in these songs. So he could be a student of the game. He could be a student of Pusha, this person, this and this and this and that, and still could go home to a very comfortable white setting that will look different.
That's the problem.
Let me see how old this is.
No, that's the problem, because you're putting a color on this boy's upbringing. That don't mean his upbringing was comfortable because he's white. Stop, Imani. I talk, and I'm sitting here quiet while y'all speaking.
14 years old.
Fam, it's a lot of black people that grow up that we won't stamp as our culture that have a financial gain to get something different than us. They didn't live the life that we live based on their color.
Ish, why do you keep
color and culture? Culture and money.
Why are you wanting to avoid black experience and white experience?
Because they are not monolithic. Black, I'm not.
Yo, yes, they are. Ish, when it comes to Ish defends the hell out of white people. Like, I don't know if anybody else sees that, but that's what I'm trying to say. He might have something in them because it's like, have he ever took psychology? Because he probably all took business courses. So you see everything so logical, bro, legitimately. And I'm being objective, bro. Like, Imani is right in this situation. What he's not talking about is the psychological part of it, but that's exactly what he's explaining about is the psychological part of it, the experience. There is a black household experience. No matter if they're wealthy or not, there is still a cultural experience of still being an Afro-melanated person. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're wealthy does not mean you're going to act a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? It's not, our plight doesn't come from all of us being just broke. Well, you know what I'm saying? Some of us, you know what I'm saying? Like me personally, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like most of our stories are all, you know what I'm saying? Plight. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what, when you talking about now, if we get real deep, the system. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the last video I'm going to play for y'all, by the way. Yeah, that's definitely the last video that I'm going to play for y'all. So I had to make sure, you know what I'm saying? So I'm basically going to get into my part to where I just go off on everything else that was talked about. So you guys got to understand, when it comes to basically being this mixed thing, that it's such a touchy subject because people don't want to get into the real situation, which is the psychological part of it and biological part of it, which means that there is a white chromosome, there's white genes in you and there's black genes in you. But also when you grow up, there is an environmental part of you that plays a role into who you are. So if you're if you're in if you're a Caribbean person, but or you're Caribbean with white, and then you just grow up with your white mom, by the time you get older and you talk to your Caribbean people, you're not going to have the same Caribbean energy as your Caribbean people. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to be like them because they kind of, even someone who grew up in a household that's in America, of that same household, you're not going to have that same thing that they have because you grew up with the white family. You see what I'm saying? That's legitimately psychological. Like what you see is from the first 5 years of what you're in your life, it's very impactful for who you become as an adult. You know what I'm saying? And how it structures your life. So when it's just sitting there battling, getting so mad at Imani for saying to me what I thought was just straight up facts, and you can't even argue it. But I don't know what Ish genealogy is, but most, to me, of the mixed looking type of people, especially that look mixed with white and black, that's how they sound. They kind of sound like Ish in terms of how they'll respond. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't know what Ish is specifically. And it's just funny, Ish is, but it's just very interesting to me that this is such a deep topic because there's so many people that's uneducated on the situation and won't take psychology into play, because that's what's at play when you're dealing with a mixed person, because they have two DNAs that's so predominantly on one side and so far left and so far right. You know what I'm saying? The quote unquote dominant gene would be the Afro gene, but that doesn't mean that if you have a white parent, that doesn't equate that your whiteness is just completely out of you. That's not how genes work and DNA work. Because when you go do their DNA test, it'll be like, sometimes if the black person also have white inside of their gene pool somewhere deep in there, they'll automatically, especially if they're Black American, will have certain amounts because of the breeding that was happening in slavery. This is what I'm talking about, the deep part. So now the black person already naturally has like 5 to maybe 8 to 10 to maybe even 12 sometimes % of just white genes in them, even if they're like fully melanated, dark melanated, because of the fact that what went on in slavery. You know what I'm saying? So that's forced on them. So when you talk about that mixed with a white person, now that one pool who has probably 75 or 70% pure blood black right now goes with someone who's completely white, 100%. Now you make someone like a Drake. You know what I'm saying? Now you're making this type of, you know what I'm saying? And now they're culturally, if they're raised with a black mom, they would have the black culture, right, within them naturally. And I'm meaning culture, which means like just the natural fervor of what a black woman brings in a household. Because you guys can't tell me that black women households are not the same as white women households. They're totally different. And I'm not talking about the stereotypes. My real black people know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have great mothers, you know what I'm saying, that have great culturalistic things within them. Some people might believe in different spirituals, or some people might be religious here and there, but they have culture either way. And when we go into a room full of our people, we know how to talk to our people. It's just natural. It's a natural thing. It's something that you can't explain, but I have to contextualize it and explain it to y'all because the world is so lost. So now when you're growing up with a white experience, you are white. There's white in your blood, number one, but it's a higher amount than the black, to be honest, because of the fact that the black that's in your blood of the one-time generation mixed, right, which is the black and white, now you are more white genetically, DNA-wise. The percentage that's inside of your blood is like 60 to 40, or sometimes even 70 to 30. And the 30 is the black and 40 is the black. But predominantly the gene that's inside of you, your DNA, is white. So when you're with the white mother, now you're connecting more with the white mom, and you can really see things from her lenses, because we're all really just our, what we were raised by. You know what I'm saying? If we weren't raised with our parents, we were raised by someone else, or like, you know what I'm saying? And you'll get whatever that someone else taught you. That's why Tarzan, and this might sound crazy, Tarzan was a white person that was in Africa, and it was a baby that fell into apes, right? And I'm breaking this down psychologically. How did Tarzan become hunched over and running on all four legs and thinking and talking and reacting as if he's an actual ape? Because he grew up with them. He all he knew was an ape. He knew from what an ape experience was. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have the genetic of one, but because his environment plays such a strong role in who you are, we're molded beings. You know what I'm saying? We can be molded. So when you're molded by apes specifically, then you start to react and act like one. So this is a crazy metaphor, you know what I'm saying? Because I hate using the fact that I had to use that, but that was the first thing that came in my head to make it sound better. But I just don't like the fact that I'm talking about white and apes, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so annoying. But either way, I'm just trying to break it down to you guys, and I hope you guys understand that, because I didn't want to make this video this long and this in depth about this situation. But I do know that it's a touchy subject because of the people who just think far left, like how Ish is reacting to it. They're not taking consideration of the psychological part of what being African is, African American or Black American, or just being Black, melanated is. And being more melanated, it's a different experience being pure blood melanin, meaning two Black parents. When I say pure blood, I mean two Black parents. I call us the pure blood, and I call the people that's mixed half breeds, right? It just sounds better, and it's more, to me, it sounds aggressive enough to where I'm going to get reactions out of people. So the pure blood people, the pure blood Blacks, we have a deeper experience in terms of discrimination, social injustice, the plight of being that, because some of us might not be, like, even though what Ish is talking about, the successful Blacks, well, when you talk about the percentage of that, like, now I'm breaking down what he's saying, like, bro, the percentage of that is not as high as the whites, and especially in Canada, right? In Canada, Jewish person white, not just the regular white, not just the hillbilly white, which is a white American Irish person, most likely, Irish descendant. We're talking about Jewish white with blonde hair, white women. That lady did not face no plight like no white person that's in America plight. To be honest, to me, that's just not Jewish, and that's a regular white person. So she even had a better experience, because there's levels of whites too. People don't even like to talk about that. That's why they always trash what? The gingers, right? Because the gingers are more of the Black people for the whites, right? So this stuff gets very, very deep, and I'm glad I'm talking about it, because I feel like I'm decoding it solid. Let me know if I am. And let me know which parts that you feel like you disagree with or agree with, or if you just agree with it wholeheartedly, that'd be even more better, because then I know there's other people with this type of mindset. And we're not trashing nobody, and we're not putting nobody down or whatever. We're just saying, if you're mixed, you should learn both cultures and represent yourself as both cultures. We should have an actual, now, because more than ever, we're having more interracial people coming together. We should have us, like how South Africa has a specific race category for them. We should have a race category for mixed people, because to just black and white everything is very annoying. It's very, very, very annoying to me, because if we're going off a slave term, black and white, then you have to be darker than a paper bag. And a lot of these people that saying they're Black is lighter than a paper bag and saying that they're Black. But that's despite the point. I'm just saying off of the whole entire history of this whole entire thing, and psychologically, because I understand things from more of a psychological point of view, and that's how I like to break it down. So when I'm talking about environments, you can go Google this and talk about the different theologies and researches that are out there that specifically have different researches of environment playing a role, and the things that happen to you as a child, and how the first 5 years are the most important years of your life. So you guys understand, this is who you are. And Ish doesn't understand that it's a Canadian way of life. Ish is looking at it as an American white. I'm talking about Canadian white. All right. A lot of them aren't suffering. All right. A lot of them aren't, you know what I'm saying? They not like the American experience is a little different than Canadian experiences. That's what I'm saying. All right. It might be a little more aggressive to me. I think there's more hoods. I think there's Like America is really trash for melanated people. All right. And there's a system on top of that for melanated people to stay low and to not be educated and to always follow. Like, you understand, like, there's so much at play at here. You know what I'm saying? So when you have a Canadian who doesn't even have the American experience, it's calling themselves black, man, you're not black, bro. You're mixed. Call yourself mixed. Identify yourself as mixed. And when someone call you white, you shouldn't be offended because you are genetically white and have a little bit of black. So that's the end of the video for y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's been another great video, another great reaction. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm going to keep doing more and more and more of different type of topics, especially around the Joe Budden podcast, because I just enjoy the way they talk about certain situations. And then it also creates good conversation for me to continue with my ideology and kind of can spread it to the world so people can understand my point of view, because I feel like I have a lot to say. I do. And that's why I pause, and that's why I pause the videos and I say things. I have a lot to say. I have a lot on my mind, and I kind of want to help a lot, all right, with hip-hop culture, black community culture. I want to save my people, like legitimately save my people, like almost like a, not even like no type of activist or none of that. I'm talking about like a superhero. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like, yo, I'm Superman. I got to save all my people that's in Krypton. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm Batman. I got to save all the bats. Like, yo, no, for real. Like, I legitimately want to help my people and help them like understand different levels of thinking. It's hard to explain, but you know, I'm pretty sure you guys understand what I'm talking about. Hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's been your boy Alphamediaroom. Peace.